If you're like me, you probably want to start making your own clothes so you could make them out of natural fibers, i.e., not polyester anymore. But when we talk about natural fibers, there are four big ones: cotton, linen, silk, and wool. So, which one should you be using for your projects? In this video, we're going to do a deep dive on the pros and cons of each so you can pick the perfect one for your next sewing project. Hi, I'm Abby, and this video is part of the Fabric Shopping Bootcamp, a free YouTube event where I have teamed up with a bunch of amazing fabric shops and pattern designers to help you shop smarter and sew with confidence. If you've ever felt overwhelmed at the fabric store or the idea of shopping for fabric online gives you like, what? How would I ever do this? Don't worry, you are not alone. It's the exact reason why I have built this event for you. Make sure to check out the description for a link to join the official event. You'll get access to all the videos, emails right to your inbox so you don't miss anything, and a chance to win over $500 in sewing prizes. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. Now let's head over to the Village Fabric Shop and figure out which natural fabric you need for your next sewing project.
Hello, I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Nicole, and we're co-owners of Village Fabric Shop, located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
And today we're going to be talking about different types of natural fibers which we carry in our shop, like linen, silk, wool, and cotton, and what works best for different types of garments.
Yeah, one of the biggest questions we get from our guests that come in is, oh my gosh, I love this pattern, but I have no idea which fabric to make it in. And truly, the fabric that you choose does have a personality, and it's going to greatly affect the outcome of the finished garment that you make. So we're excited to chat with you about some of our favorite natural fibers and also show you some examples of awesome garments that we love, made in a variety of different fabrics, so you can see firsthand how the fabric affects the look. Let's have some fun.
Yay! Before we jump into different fibers, we'll give you a quick tour of our store. Village Fabric Shop specializes in quality apparel and quilting fabrics, environmentally responsible textiles, notions, and crafting goods that inspire people to create, celebrate craft traditions, and connect with others. We love helping people find their textile passions and have a little something for everyone. Our reuse shop sells second-hand fabrics and notions. Items are brought in from the community to find a new home. We really love textiles, and we love sharing our love with others.
All right, so before we show you this awesome parade of garments that we have, we want to talk a little bit about the fibers that are used to create these amazing fabrics that then you create your amazing fashion out of. So the first fiber that I want to talk to you about today is linen. And linen is part of the bast family, which means that it is the stem of the plant that is used to create this awesome, breathable, summery, drapey fiber. So what I have here today are two different examples of linen process. This is less processed. You can kind of see it looks a little wild and closer to its plant state. And this has been already brushed and it's carded, so it's a little bit more refined, and it's from this state that it will then be spun into a linen thread. What are some things that you love about linen, Kelsey?
Well, I love wearing linen because it just feels so fresh and crisp. I also love how sustainable it is as a fiber. It takes a lot of time, but it's made from plant to fiber without chemicals and processes, and it grows without chemicals, so it's naturally a really eco-friendly fiber, which is one of my favorite.
Yes,
important to me.
And it's not as water hungry as cotton, which we'll get to next. But yeah, something I also love about linen is North Carolina summers are just so beastly, and you just need to be wearing the lightest, most breathable garment ever. And the linens that we carry here come available in different weights. So you'll be able to see that you can get a very thick linen or something that's super, super lightweight and will just, I don't know, make you feel like a goddess on a cruise ship. So linen fibers, not to be underestimated. Can't wait to show you some in garments.
And another thing about linen is hemp is in flax. Flax is the plant that linen grows, and hemp is a really similar fiber. So hemp's getting really big in the fiber scene right now. So they can be used interchangeably as far as like what it's good for.
Yeah.
And then we have some cotton, and this is little cotton. And if you live in the South, you probably have driven by a cotton field before, but if you do not, it looks like a field of clouds.
It's
really beautiful when it's blooming. And so cotton flowers are really pretty. They bloom, and then they turn into the cotton that we use for fiber that gets spun. And there are seeds in here that have to get picked out, which is quite a journey. And then cotton, we mostly think of it as white, but it also grows in a variety of different colors. So you can naturally grow a colored cotton that you don't have to dye. So this is cotton that I grew that is like this gorgeous browny orange color off the plant. It doesn't have any dye or anything on it.
And a large percentage of the fabric that we have in our shop is cotton or has a cotton blend. It's, it's kind of a heavy hitter for a reason. It washes up super soft. It's the material that most of our quilters choose to make quilts out of. And again, we have such a range of cotton. Most people say, oh, I think I just want a cotton shirt. And we're like, okay, let's open the door. Because it's not just one thing.
Yeah.
Quilting cottons. We have cotton lawn, cotton poplin, cotton sateen. And we're going to be diving a little deeper into that as well. But in general, it's such an iconic fiber. It does take a ton of water to grow cotton, and sadly a lot of pesticides, even though we do have our fair share of organic cottons here at the shop. So always nice to look out for that as well.
And comparing cotton and linen, one huge difference between cotton and linen is the fiber length. So cotton is really, really short, and linen's really long because you grow that long stem. And cotton's fiber, there's different types of cotton that have a little bit longer, but it's pretty short. So cotton in general is more prone to things like peeling. What's that word?
Oh, pilling. Yes, totally. On your garment, the little bumps and nubs.
Because of how short the fiber length is. Yeah. So it's sticky and it spins to itself really well, and it's super soft.
So another awesome fiber. Now we're moving into the natural fiber world of protein fibers, or animal natural fibers. So these are little silkworms that I have in the jar. So silkworms are absolutely amazing creatures that, as we know, eat mulberry leaves and then spin this beautiful, gorgeous cocoon.
And they're really caterpillars. They're not actually worms.
Yes, sorry, Kelsey.
No, but we call them silkworms. But
we do.
Just to let you know.
Yeah, in truth and beauty, they are the caterpillar. And then these have a lot of sericin on them, which is the naturally occurring substance that the worm uses so that all of their fibers can stick together. And then it gets boiled and pulled, and this gorgeous fiber, which is super long, gets spun into the soft silk that we know and love today.
And silk is known for being like really lustrous, fancy couture garments, evening gowns, but there's many types of silk. There's many ways to process it. It comes in many weights, just like all our other fibers. So you can get casual silk to couture silk.
Yeah, and we're excited to show you some of those differences today as well. So silk, not just for fancy stuff. You can have everyday silk as well.
And our last fiber that we're going to be focusing on for this video is wool, which comes from sheep. Wool kind of can be used sometimes with this overarching category of like herd animals fibers. So alpaca is also an animal fiber. Mohairs from goats, camel fibers. There's lots of fibers, but wool is probably the most popular. And wool is a really amazing fiber because it's just the hair of the sheep that they shear. And there's many types of sheep, just like there's many types of cotton, and there's many types of silkworms actually. But it's naturally sticky, and if you've ever accidentally thrown your favorite sweater into the dryer, it fooled because wool felt to itself. But it is breathable. It also has very little processing because, I mean, you're raising animals, but from getting it from the animals to fiber is a fairly simple compared to something like cotton.
Less steps involved. Yeah, and so amazing. Also, if you're a knitter, this is like basically one of the strongholds of, just enjoying a hand knit garment as well. So we carry many varieties of wool as well. We're super lucky and excited to share with you that as well. So thanks for listening to kind of our Fiber 101. We are, totally fiber dorks, so we love to know the origin of where all the fabrics, came from, and it's useful when you start stitching up your garments. So thanks for listening. Let's go into looking at some garments. All right, the first pattern that we want to share with you is very beginner friendly. It's called the Remy Raglan, and it is by Sew House 7, one of our favorite indie pattern companies. The thing we love about the Remy is that the raglan sleeve is just really, really gives it a super nice, relaxed look, easy to put in. There's different sleeve lengths as well, so you can adjust the sleeves how you want them. It's kind of like a beautiful canvas that you can express yourself in different ways. So we have two versions of the Remy here, and these are in our Merchant & Mills cotton linen blend. And they just have a lot of drape, but they still have that structure that we're looking for, so it's not, just too relaxed, which could be a thing as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty lightweight blend, so the weight of fabric varies drastically and can change your garment. So you're looking at fiber content when you're wondering what's going to happen, but also the weight of the fiber content is important. So like this is probably about a 4 ounce, I would imagine.
And it's 70 cotton, 30 linen, and we have this from the same company, Merchant & Mills. We have that same cotton linen blend. So we did sell out of the other looks for this season in the ginghams, but don't worry, we're getting more. So yeah, here's Remy 1 and 2 in the cotton linen blend. Drapey, beautiful, elegant. You could dress it up, dress it down, wear it with jeans, wear it with a skirt, and it takes the gathers really nicely at the sleeve level. So if it was too bulky of a fabric or too boxy, it wouldn't really take those gathers really nicely.
And linen sometimes is intimidating to new sewists because it is slippery. Cotton is much more stable in terms, well, it depends on the cotton, but most cotton is more stable than most linen. So working with, if you're new to sewing, brand new, and you're intimidated by like working with something that might be a little harder, a cotton linen blend is a great introduction to working with linen, using linen if you're not like quite ready to go 100% linen. And cotton's much more affordable than linen. Linen can get quite pricey. So it's also a great when you're learning, if you're just not sure how you're gonna like something to practice with.
Yeah, cotton linen blends. They're friendly, they're fun, they're affordable. The other Remy that we have here is in 100% linen. So this is in the Merchant & Mills color Mr. Citrus, which is perfect for the season. We have an example of that fabric right here.
Yeah, I'll have that.
Oh, thank you. And it's also Merchant & Mills. It's 185 gram European laundered linen, and you can just see the flow and the fluid drape that, even if I just put my hand underneath it, it moves really freely.
It feels so good.
Yes, it feels so good. It's an amazing fabric, and definitely worth looking at. So if we look at how the 100% linen sits, we have a little bit more structure. Right, the cotton rests a little bit differently in the same look. This has a little bit more luster and shine, the 100% linen. What do you think, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Any
Well,
differences?
here I have 100% cotton, which is even more drastic of a
Yes.
difference that you could compare next to the linen too, I thought.
There we go.
So, because cotton's short little tiny fibers that we saw earlier, they can spin it super, super, super fine, and then you get a really fine fabric. Like this is the Liberty of London Tana lawn. And lawn is a type of cotton that is, it's thinner. Quilting cotton is probably your easiest to find cotton. So lawn is thinner than quilting cotton, a lighter weight. It is smoother in general, and then the Liberty of London has trademarked Tana lawn, which is their specially made in Italy fabric, which just, it almost feels like silk. It's so smooth.
It is the Cadillac of cotton fabrics.
It really is.
Super thin, really beautiful to work with. Yeah, your first Remy Raglan might not be out of Liberty. We don't know.
It's very crisp compared to linen. Where linen, as you can have very thin linen, but you're always going to be able to see your fiber a little bit because you can't spin it quite as thin as you can cotton.
Yeah. Linen's going to have the texture, for sure. Well, this is such a nice suite of Remy Raglans, and thanks to Margaret, one of our friends and guests here at the shop, who
Let us borrow these.
and loves the
For
Remy
show and
Raglan
tell.
pattern. Yes, exactly.
All right, our next pattern that we're going to show is the Ogden Cami by True Bias. It's a great, also beginner-friendly pattern. Great cami for summer, great for layering. It's really awesome and can be made in a variety of fabrics. And we have it here to show you in two very different fabrics. This is actually 100% wool. It's an Italian wool suiting, so it's a very fine wool. And a myth is that wool is only for winter, which wool is a really great fiber for keeping you warm. But it also is really good at regulating temperatures. So thin wool can be great for summers. So even in North Carolina, you can use it. And then this is 100% cotton, and this one is actually an Indian cotton, which is, Indian cotton is really thin. If something's labeled Indian cotton, lots of other cottons are made in India. But it's most similar to cotton voile, which is lighter weight than a lawn, and also a really great summer fabric. So think summer dresses, cami tops like that, great for that. Just really awesome and cool, lightweight, also crisp. I would say lawn fabrics in general are a little crisper than voiles. Voiles are also make great linings for things because of their really lightweight. And this is our Italian wool suiting in another color, and you can see the drape and the hand of it. So it's really, really nice. It feels great, and when you look at these on bolt, sometimes they just look like suits. So, but I've made dresses, pants, things that's just a really amazing fiber.
Yeah, and a myth about wool is, oh, do I have to get everything dry cleaned if I make something out of wool? And the thing is that natural fibers, especially wool, actually likes to be washed, and you can definitely hand wash it, or even put it in a delicates bag and wash it on delicate cycle in your washing machine.
Here's the truth: is I wash everything in my washing machine, and this is my shirt, and I wash it in my washing machine. I do hang to dry, but I have thrown it in the dryer on accident.
So yeah.
So if it's a finished fine wool like this, it's less likely to felt than like your knit sweater. But in general, you don't really want to dry wool.
True. But yes, it's more versatile than you think, and we have some really fun Italian wool suitings. So a nice way to think about a beginner friendly pattern and try out some different fabrics on it. Yeah. All right, the next pattern we're going to talk about is the Friday Pattern Company. This is the Donnie Shirt. So this is a super fun, really summery, just a gorgeous everyday shirt with a really lovely collar, beautiful sleeve length, a lot of room to play. So take it away. Talk about your Donnie, the one in the Robert Kaufman cotton linen blend.
So this Donnie is made out of a 55% linen, 45% cotton. And the line is called Essex, and it's a widely distributed line, so you can find it in a lot of stores, a lot of shops, in many colors. It's also quite affordable, which is nice. And it's there, so it is a little thicker than the other cotton linen blend that we saw. It has a little bit more body. And
this is a great, sorry to interrupt, but this is a great example of seeing a fabric washed and unwashed. So look at how just kind of, it's off the bolt. It has a certain look to it. After a fabric has been washed, you'll see that it has much more personality. The fibers open up and you really begin to understand what the fabric is all about. So much more texture, so much more information. So that's why we always recommend washing your fabric before you go into sewing your garment. Yes.
And then we also have the Donnie made up in a quilting cotton, which quilting cotton is probably the easiest fabric to find, at least in the natural quilting world. And it does come in different qualities, but if you're shopping at any local quilt store, they're gonna have good quality things. It's very crisp, so a lot of people will make clothing out of quilting cotton because it's widely available, it's more affordable than a lot of other garments, and then they're disappointed because quilting cotton is very crisp and it doesn't have a lot of drape, so it can feel quite stiff on your body because it's really great for making quilts, which are, you're cutting little tiny pieces and you want those qualities in when you're cutting tiny pieces in quilts, but sometimes in garments you don't, but it does work well. And what I think it works the best for is things that you want crisp, like collared things and button downs. That is, I think, the best use of quilting cotton personally.
Yes.
But I've tried to experiment with some other things and I just find it too stiff.
Take a walk on the wild side. It's worth stepping out of our comfort zones. Not to diss on quilting cotton. We definitely love quilting cotton. It has a place,
and it's beautiful
in the garment world.
And this collar is a lot. You can see this collar is a lot crisper in the quilting cotton than it is with this cotton linen blend, because of that stiffness. But it has more drapes. But if you want boxy and you want big and volume, quilting cotton can be really good for that. Like a poof sleeve in a quilting cotton is going to be a lot poofier than almost any other fiber because it's going to stand straight up.
Bring in the drama. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching.
Yeah, and for the whole month of May, you can get 10% off all of our patterns by using the code MeMadeMay and capital first letters of the M's. Capital M's on our website or in our store.
Yes.
Please, we have a great newsletter that we don't send too often. So if you sign up, you get a little free zippered pouch pattern that Village Fabric Shop has put together. So we'd love to keep in touch.
Yeah, thank you so much. If you have any questions, just send us a message. Happy sewing.
Now that you know the pros and cons of each, which natural fiber are you looking forward to using next? Let me know down in the comments which fabric you're going to try on your next project. And a huge shout out, thank you so much to Village Fabric Shop for this amazing video. There was so much good information in here, and I know it's going to help people make the right decision for their sewing projects. So if you would like to follow them, get their 10% discount, get on their newsletter, all the links are down below. And while you're down there, be sure to join the official Fabric Shopping Bootcamp. By joining the official event, you'll get access to all of the videos, exclusive discounts, replays sent right to your inbox, and remember that chance to win over $500 in sewing prizes. And if you would like to be notified whenever these videos launch this month, then be sure to like and subscribe below, then hit that bell icon. That's going to let you know as soon as a new video drops so you don't miss anything. Can't wait for the next video to drop? Check out some of my other videos here. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.